That's what they did to do. You look at it this way. Maybe that 4 Igbo pastors now who were among these kidnappers,
They
who were
five in
getting
number, not
into,
four. They are five in number.
they are 5 in number and they are all Igbos.
Five of them Igbos.
Oh, so maybe they have been more than this time with that number, even in the church. So, and this is a sign of lack of lack of that brotherhood. We are not one. There is not. In fact, the solution of all these things here, that the solution of all these things is division. Nothing more. Because we start again, every day by day, people will be dying. Okay, look at what the priest did in Enugu to show the anger, to the protest, even they caused a very heavy traffic jam in Enugu. You understand? That is how to do things. They move with action. And they were saying it loud and clear that this land, Enugu State, does not belong to Fulani herdsmen. I love that message because that message has been passed across now. That the Enugu State does not belong to the Fulani herdsmen. Eh? They were all saying, all we are saying, no more herdsmen. You understand? So that is how to do things. You know, they come, they look at a general overseer that the 4 of your pastors were kidnapped. You say, let us pray. But who are you asking to in prayer? Why don't you call your prayer warriors and pray? Then you come out and fight the physical aspect of it as a man of God. Because you got 2 or 3 or 4 important senior pastors there and led a protest to government house. There must be a listening ear. So all these things, they know the game they are playing. But I want to assure them one particular thing. That thing is that they can never deceive God. Even if they deceive human being, they can't deceive God. Whatever they do, they must surely receive their payment.
Okay, thank you very much, Sonny. From your own end, I think service is extremely poor. Sonny, how today service is quite poor at your own end, and we can continue to take it. Let me welcome, of course, now joining Kadeta and Wobi, Kikil, Atchison saying good evening, my people. Okay, my Chris, Dochi, David, of course, is there. Ikech Kwame is there. Ozoru's Remigius, of course, the Godwin, Only God, Onochukwu is there. Idoji, Igweze. Vincent Fabian, Enoch Ekoku, Vincent Fabian is saying good evening, lovers of freedom. We say good evening to you. Equally, Sunday Waker is there, Osamaka Cheklia, Ezenwa Chika, Chibiako Chukuma, Matthew Waker, Godson, Abel, and a lot more. So, this is much we can take it this evening, gentlemen. We have virtually expanded the 2 hour speed for this particular evening broadcast because it was very an emergency one. We wouldn't like to extend it. But the early part of next week, tomorrow is Sunday, we are not coming on air at all. We shall have time to worship our God in Biafra land. But in the early next week, we are going to bring you a special edition of our program. We shall be having a session here, an interactive session with Ohaneze Chieftain, Dr. Nyawodo. You shall be informed of the exact date. Thank you so much, distinguished competitors. Thank you very much, fellow Biafrans here and there. This is the much as I have said we can take of this particular broadcast. And we say, may God continue to bless you as we march towards Biafra land. May God also bless His own Excellency, the Biafra leader, for making it always possible for us to broadcast to you people live and direct from the city of Munich, Germany. We are thanking Valentine Bogoji for being there. I don't know, Valentine, do you have anything to add to it, please, before I call it a day?
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Mr. Ikenna. Like the topic tonight is a very interesting topic. When we look at religion, Christianity, and what have you, we are supposed to be the direct image of Jesus Christ. The life he lives, the things he does on earth, he cares for us, he has compassion for people. Then why will it be that your own had a problem when Jonathan was the president, you called for a protest. Now, someone you feel is not from your tribe is being kidnapped, and you kept mute. You've not even said anything about it. It is very wrong. It's not showing our lives as a Christian. It does not portray Christianity as our Lord Jesus teaches us. Now, you have your assistant pastor as the vice president of Nigeria, and your assistant pastor kept mute over everything Buhari is doing in Nigeria. And you, as the senior pastor, you are not saying anything, you are not doing anything. It is wrong. Because the Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm, will not make us not to say the truth. We must say the truth. The truth must excel. The truth must stand above every other thing. Without the truth, even the heaven we are talking about, we cannot get there. So what I want to say tonight is that he has to call for a protest, make sure that their voice is heard all over, to tell the world that this government is not doing well, to tell the world that there is insecurity in Nigeria, to tell the world that Buhari and Pastor Sibajo are not doing the right thing in Nigeria, to tell the world that we are in danger, to tell the world that we are in a mess, to tell the world that what we are seeing, if care is not taken, war is looming. And if it happens, many will go down. So what I have to say tonight is this: he needs to cry out for the whole world to hear his voice, so that he will be vindicated. If not, we will believe, or will be made to believe, that he has a hand in that kidnap. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Valentine, speaking to us from the city of Port Harcourt in Biafra land. You said it all. We have to let the man know that when the time comes, everybody will regret their actions. This is what we are saying. We don't believe and we can never cherish hypocrisy in the Church of God. The so-called men of God, we cannot say, because Bible says, touch not my anointed. When you go do something wrong, we spare you. It's not possible. We must tell you face to face where you have gone wrong. We're talking about martial times. The war is looming. Clearly, the war is looming. The war is unavoidable. Take it that way. What we, the Biafra, should be doing now is one. Or let me say, one. How do we take care of refugee situation? Because many people are going to be displaced by relentless bombardment. Those ones who are displaced, how do we take adequate care of them? Do we have sick beds? Do we have refugee camps where we shall put them, provide security for them, and make sure no harm befalls them? Those in the know should take note of this. How do we make sure that we provide the health hospital facilities for everybody, take care of their health needs? Because during these particular martial times, there might be outbreak of some disease. How do we make sure that it doesn't become a contagion? Medical students should tell their friends better. What of our men who be in the battlefield? How do we supply food to them? How do we evacuate wounded soldiers? How do we take care of everybody in the battlefield to make sure there is no languishing spirit in any of them? We must make adequate preparations. How do we relate with the international community to tell them our plight, to win their sympathies and make sure they come to our aid? We shall do something about this. What measures must we adopt to checkmate the incursion of the Nigerian vandals, to make sure that they do not penetrate from any of our borders? Even if they come to the air, what measures are we adopting to make sure that our air will not be safe for them to fly? How do we declare that part a no-fly zone? Something must be done. The men, the rickety, how do we take care of them? The women in our midst, how do we protect them? And the children. What do we do? What becomes of our schools and churches and markets? How do we make sure that the enemy do not penetrate and then wreak havoc? These are measures we are going to adopt. Think over all these things and then give us feedback in the coming broadcasts. Don't forget that Biafra is with us already as His Excellency, the Biafra leader, Chief Wazike, has been playing host to some foreign dignitaries in the last 1 week. They are trying to determine from him, as everybody knows, how prepared he is to lead Biafra to our promised land. Until we meet again early next week, from the city of Munich, Germany, Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority, Iken Odibia going to sing, thank you, Bright, thank you, Jude, thank you, Sonny, thank you, Valentine, thank you, Equally Utog Mwenya, and the very many others whose names I can't mention here on the screen. Thank you and thank all of you for being part of the program. Remain blessed.